Dante Greco.
Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante.
Look at that head of hair. Look at that face.
What's your name? In case you...
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
Okay. Welcome to the Dante Greco Show. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. Let's have a good time. Coachella's kicking off. I'm not going. Way too expensive last year. And for the first time, and I'm not saying this to try to sound cool, I really don't care about one person performing there at all. All right. Usually there's like one or two acts that I'm interested in seeing. I know a few songs. This time there's absolutely nothing. Bad Bunny, never heard a song of his, don't care to. Frank Ocean, couldn't give less of a Frank. Whoever the other person is, do not care. Not worth it. They've doubled the prices of the VIP tickets. It's total horse shit. And try getting a hotel or even a really low-level motel out there for anything less than $3,600. It's insane. It's an absolute waste of money. And, it's still fun, though. If there is I'm not saying I'll never go back, but I'm just not going this year. So listen, there's a lot of news to cover. Kayla Lemiuex, the Z Cup teacher, spotted out again without the Z Cups. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Jack Nicholson spotted out with his Z Cups on for the first time in 18 months. What else? Oh, the CashApp killer guy got killed, and we figured out who it was. So much stuff to talk about. It's going to be amazing. Stay tuned. Let's just dive right into it. Let's start with the CashApp killer, okay? Everyone thought it was a homeless guy or just, a street vagrant, one of the fentanyl tent city village people that populate the streets of San Francisco these days. But turns out it was a personal beef. The tech exec, Bob Lee, no relation to comedian Bobby Lee, was stabbed through the heart with a kitchen knife by a guy who he knew. Nima Momeni stabbed him. This is Nima's sister right here, this woman. They keep calling her the glamorous sister. I don't know. She kind of gives me Melania Trump vibes, to be quite honest. Let's click into the article. Let's see what the deal is here. Let's get to the bottom of it. Nima Momeni facing murder charges for allegedly stabbing the tech mogul. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. As soon as you pull out that knife and you stick it in someone's heart, you're done. They're going to catch you, especially in San Francisco. Listen, they'll catch you. They don't care about the petty crime that's going on in the streets, but you, they will catch. Course, there's cameras everywhere. There's tracking systems. Cities like San Francisco and New York, you can't get away with crime. The only people that get away with crime are the people that the authorities deign as not worthy of putting the resources into to find. Another tech exec, Nima Momeni, stabbed Bob Lee in the heart after vowing to come down hard on him. At least he didn't vow to come hard on him. Am I right? And grilling him over his relationship with his married sister, with whom the Cash App founder exchanged intimate text messages, prosecutors claimed today. Is this like one of those honor killings? It sounds like so Bob Lee is hitting on this guy's married sister, trying to woo her. That's what I'm gathering from this so far. Momeni is charged with murdering Lee on April 4th in San Francisco at around 2:35 a.m. after spending around 2 hours with him in his married sister Kazar's apartment. Kazar showed up in court today with her plastic surgeon husband, Dr. Dino Eliasnia, wearing designer sunglasses. She and her brother immigrated to the U.S. from Iran as children. The husband's still showing up, even though she's at the center of this murder triangle. Quite interesting. Let's see. Today, prosecutors shared new facts about the case in an effort to keep Momeni behind bars. They revealed a text from Kazar to Lee in which she gushed over what a classy guy he was. It's so classy how you're trying to break up my marriage. Thank you, Bob. Hours before his murder, Nima had grilled Lee about his relationship with Kazar, who is married to a prominent local plastic surgeon, demanding to know whether she'd been doing drugs or anything inappropriate while spending time with him. Sidebar here real quick. I wonder, does he perform plastic surgery work on his own wife? I feel like that's a whole level of intimacy that could ruin a marriage. Like, you don't want to cut your wife open and see what's inside of her. Isn't that destroying the mystery a little bit too much? You know, that's like going to the bathroom in front of each other times 10. You don't want to be performing surgery on your significant other. At least I don't. Hours before his murder, Nima had grilled her. He'd had a drink with her and one of Lee's friends earlier that day. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, hours before his murder, Nima, that's the killer, had grilled Lee about his relationship with Kazar, who was married to a prominent local plastic surgeon, demanding to know whether she'd been doing drugs or anything inappropriate while spending time with him. He'd had a drink with her and one of Lee's friends earlier that day. I gotta already take issue with this guy, Nima. Like, dude, she's in her 40s. She's married. You don't need to be that concerned about whether she's doing drugs. She's rich. It's not like she's not going to be able to pay the rent. Well, who are you, Tony Montana? No man could be with your sister? Chill out. Who's calling? Sorry, it's my fiance is calling. 1 second. Let me take this. Hey, babe. I'm just doing the show right now. Yeah, it's okay, though. I changed the reservation to 5:45. Yeah, I knew we'd need extra time. Anyways, can I text you, though? I'm just in the middle of something. I'm on the air. Yeah. All right, bye. Okay. So, as I was saying, that's him on the left, one of those happy guys that, will kill you. That's Bob Lee on the right, owner of CashApp, more like Slash App. Am I right? Here's a text message from Kazar Momeni. Just wanted to make sure you're doing okay because I know Nima came way down hard on you, and thank you for being such a classy man, handling it with class. Love you, selfish PR ****S. I don't know what that means. What is that? Preenis? Is that her nickname for him? Preenis? At 12:39 a.m., Lee was seen entering Kazar's apartment building. Nima was already inside. 2:03 a.m., Lee and Nima left the apartment building and got into Nima's BMW, who'd offered to drive him to his hotel. You don't want to let that guy drive you to your hotel after he's been yelling at you. What the hell? Bad move, Bob. Instead, prosecutors say he took him to a shady downtown street where he stabbed him 3 times, including once in the heart, and fled. An unnamed witness who said he'd been friends with Bob for 10 years told police that he believed Lee and Kazar were having an intimate relationship and that her marriage might have been in jeopardy. Wow. Don't take it into your own hands. Stop committing crime. Literally. What kind of a plan is that? You're with them all night. You leave your hotel, which is probably a nice hotel. They probably see you. I mean, you leave your apartment building, which I'm sure they have cameras and they know who you are. They recognize your car. You leave with the guy, and then you decide I'm going to take him down a shady street and stab him and then run off. I mean, if you do that, you better go kill yourself because you're not getting out of this. That's her with her plastic surgeon husband. I don't know how he feels about all this. He's probably happy. I mean, look, I don't want to speculate, but screw it. Let's speculate. He's probably sitting there like, well, glad Nima did it. Somebody had to do it. Glad it's not me going to jail. I wonder if he'll contribute to Nima's legal fund. Lee had also... Okay, she was seen at court Kazar for her brother's arraignment, accompanied by her husband. Lee had also had drinks with Kazar at 3:30 p.m. the day before he died. The friend was also with them. Lee invited Kazar to go to his hotel room, but she said no. So it sounds like the guy was just in love with this woman. It's too bad for his family, who was left back in another state. I forget where he moved. I don't know if it was like Austin or something, but he was visiting San Francisco when he got killed. Okay, once in the hotel room, Nima called Lee on FaceTime. It was about him picking Kazar up from the house where they had been earlier. Nima was questioning Lee about whether his sister was doing drugs or anything inappropriate. Lee had to reassure him nothing inappropriate had happened. They then went to the friend's apartment where they continued to hang out until 12:30 a.m. Lee was seen entering Kazar's apartment at 12:39 a.m. She's got a picture of Marilyn Monroe out in the hallway. Interesting. Can I be honest? Doesn't look like a great apartment building. Looks kind of dreary for what I was expecting. You're married to a popular plastic surgeon, and that's where you're living? A little bit better. A little bit better on the outside. Actually, not so good on the outside. I'm being fooled by the brick. Look at that. Those those need a repaint. The day after the murder, the friend called Kazar and asked whether Lee had gone round to her apartment. She said he had for a second, but that she fell asleep and didn't know when he left. San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins has charged Momeni with murder alongside a further charge of special enhancement for using a knife. In the motion filed, her office said it was a premeditated attack carried out by the angry brother. Surveillance footage is also said to have captured the stabbing in Momeni's BMW. Exactly. They got footage of the killing itself. Come on. He sped away afterwards, throwing his knife into the street. Another dumb move. The murder weapon, you just throw it in the street like they're not going to find that? Take it with you and dump it into the bay, at least. Leaving Lee to stagger through the San Francisco streets in a desperate final attempt to cling to life. Staggering through the streets like Mr. Burns in the Simpsons Who Shot Mr. Burns episode, I'm sure. Lee's family have vowed to work with prosecutors to bring Momeni to justice. And I'm sure the district attorney was thrilled that it was Momeni, because here's another article: arrest in Bob Lee killing silences critics who blasted San Francisco conditions. Everybody, Elon Musk, other influential tech figures, the usual suspects were coming out and saying, oh, San Francisco, it's a hellhole, it's unsafe, the guy got killed on vacation, can't even walk the streets. And the district attorney and the local politicians are probably like, see, not just our regular citizens, it was a crime of passion. They're happy. Deep down, they're happy about that. Now, because they can come out and be like, San Francisco's not that bad. He knew the guy that killed him. Of course, the one incident like this doesn't excuse all the other problems that San Francisco has. It isn't nice. It's dirty and scary. But it's also not a recent phenomenon. It's always been like that. Even back in the 60s, in the heyday of the flower power hippie thing on Haight-Ashbury, George Harrison of the Beatles went out to visit it thinking he was going to find some hippie utopia. And he came back talking about what a shithole it was, full of people on amphetamines and just strung out and, just wanting to do drugs all day. So San Francisco's not off the hook. Yeah. So that's it. We'll see what happens. The media loves a glamorous woman involved in a crime story. So I'm sure they'll follow this closely. Sucks for Bob Lee. I'm sure he was worth millions, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars, and only 43 years old. Had a long way to go with a lot of money to spend. And this asshole on the left ruined all that and ruined his own life. So, if you're going to San Francisco, you'll get killed. Jack Nicholson Should we do Jack Nicholson now or should we do Kayla Lemiuex? Let's do Jack Nicholson real quick. All right. First time in 18 months that he was seen. Of course, he wasn't seen in public. Somebody took photos of him on his own balcony with a long lens, which is obviously an invasion of privacy. But look, photos have been bought and paid for. People have seen them, so we're going to talk about it. All right. They even got a little video of Jack hanging out on the balcony. As soon as this ad finishes, please hurry, please. There he is. Sitting there, moving to the right, feeling his surroundings, looking around. I mean, look, he honestly doesn't look that bad. He like, from what you've heard, articles coming out saying, oh, Jack Nicholson is on his last, it's the end. His mind is gone. He's going to, he's isolated. No one knows him anymore. There's even rumors that he's had strokes and other things. I mean, look, he looks the same as he did on the poster for About Schmidt. And this was 20 years ago. That's him. And then this is him. Same hairstyle. He looks surprisingly good. Also, look, we're lucky he was wearing pants. He was wearing clothes when these pictures were taken. Imagine the first time you see Jack Nicholson in 18 months and they got to publish it, but it's blurred out. Considering that this was first thing in the morning, he's just getting up. Like, we all look this bad in the morning. We all look tired and out of it. I was really expecting much worse when I heard they got these pictures. He doesn't look, he's 85, he's going to look old. He's still got most of his hair. He's looking around and, good for, he's mobile. I thought for some reason he was wheelchair bound with the reports that came out about his state. I didn't think that I thought he was like, practically on a respirator. So there he is, looking up into the sky, probably just going, huh? 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 It's a nice day. Oh. That's a little weird. I don't know, like, did somebody just happen to spot him sitting there and they pulled out the long lens, or have they had paparazzi camped near his home to get a shot of him? Like, I wonder if that was an assignment from one of the agencies. Even I don't know that because I never had those type of assignments, really. I was on TMZ. We were just on the street, just walking the street, trying to get content wherever we could. So good for Jack. Maybe this will inspire him to come out, go to another Laker game. He hasn't been to one since last season. I know the team was horrible, so why would you want to waste your time? But they're better now. If they get to the finals, I'd like to see Jack Nicholson sitting courtside once again. All right, let's talk about Kayla Lemiuex. This is the fun stuff. Kayla Lemiuex made news for having gigantic fake tits in shop class. She's a shop class teacher. Kayla Lemiuex was born a man and now has transitioned or is transitioning into a woman named Kayla. She was spotted again without her breasts. So let's watch the clip first. For the love of God. This is the slowest ad I could possibly imagine. They're painting a room. That's the ad. This is Kayla. Yeah, she was caught by a reporter getting into an Uber. There she is, in case you forgot. case you finally got that image out of your mind. There it is again. All right, here we go. Where's the video? Son of a bitch. Okay.
I thought your breasts were real. Where are your breasts? Why are you dressing inappropriately in front of children?
Can you believe it, folks? Like a cornered rat. He ran for the hills. He didn't even have the guts to come back to his car. He's abandoned it here. He called an Uber and he's skedaddled, well, who knows where. I wanted to get to the bottom of those boobs, if they were real or fake. We have the answer now, don't we, folks? They are fake. They're as fake as a $3 bill.
Mr.
Lemieux. Look, they're taking this a little bit too seriously. All right. There's even rumors that Kayla Lemiuex was doing that as a stunt or as like a statement to see how far she could push things. You don't need to be tracking this person down coming out of the mall. By the way, this is up in Burlington, Ontario. There's no celebrities. There are no TMZ. That Uber driver that picked up Kayla Lemiuex must have been wondering what the hell is going on here. And then imagine having to explain that as Kayla Lemiuex. Listen, she doesn't wear the boobs when she's not at school. That's her school uniform, okay? On the weekends, Kayla Lemiuex just likes to unwind by dressing as a man. That's it. It's the same as like a guy who likes to dress up in women's lingerie on the weekends, you know, and leads like a secret double life. That's Kayla Lemiuex's kink. Taking off the big boobs, dressing up as a man. Do you expect to see the students on the weekends carrying around their heavy book bags? Like, no, she's not going to carry around those big fake tits. And they're probably expensive too. It's honestly not worth the risk. Going out to the mall, you know, you might slip. Somebody will knock into them. Somebody just sees them and wants to come up and take a shot at you. I mean, you know, you don't want the attention outside of class. For some reason in class, Kayla Lemiuex likes this attention. Now, that's a whole other thing that we have yet to figure out. But, you know, that's just what she's into. She's Kayla at school, and she's whoever this guy is outside of school. Not bad look. You know, like symmetrical facial features. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, look, you can leave. You don't have to track Kayla Lemiuex down. Big. Okay. So she says, all right, my tits are fake. Then what? What are we supposed to do with this information? She's not running for office. You know. She does look like a politician, though. Without the boobs and the makeup and the hair, I could see this being a politician. She almost looks like a Trump. And I'm not trying to diss Trump. I'm just saying, like, she could be like one of Trump's cousins. I bet you Roger Stone would be into this. All right. So Kayla Lemiuex spotted without the boobs again. Outraged parents overran Halton District School Board as they demanded a dress code for teachers be imposed, which is fair. Come on. Real, fake, it's a little much. School board agreed in January to develop a policy requiring teachers maintain an appropriate and professional appearance. While Lemiuex insisted she would follow the direction of the board on what they mandated, she denied that she dressed in a provocative fashion. Of course not. Does that look provocative to you? How dare you? I don't think there's any problem with how I dress. It's the personal opinion of other people. I don't think I have dressed unprofessionally. Kayla's real problem is that she's trying to do this in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Come to Hollywood and you will be fine. There are people walking around like that every day on Hollywood Boulevard, Melrose, like wherever you trust me, Santa Monica and Robertson, Kayla Lemiuex would fit right in. But yeah, we don't need to be going after her. We got proof, folks.
We're real or fake. We have the answer now, don't we, folks?
Don't we, folks? This guy's got to retire already. I swear to God, if I'm out there at that age chasing down people with big fake tits,
They
they'll
are
kill
fake.
me.
They're as fake
Just have Nemo and Nomeni come and stab me through the heart.
as a $3 bill.
$3 bill.
Mr. Lemieux, where are your breasts? In the history of journalism, has there ever been a better question from a reporter? Probably not. David Menzies of Rebel News joins us tonight. David, thanks so much for coming on. So there was a question about his mental state. I think it's been answered by the fact he's wearing a mask outside. Is that common even in Canada now?
You know what, Tucker? I think that was.
She's a masker. Maybe, I mean, look, she's probably vaccinated. How funny is that? It's funny how different cultural, like different cultural, what's the word I'm trying to think of? You know what I mean? Like there's an intersection. Like she's trans with big fake tits, but she's also vaccinated and, you know, takes COVID very seriously. Whatever. All right, let's keep it moving. Pete Davidson finally talked about his preenus, as Kazar Momeni would call it. He says it's not too big or too small. You remember, Pete Davidson is where the term big dick energy comes from. Somebody coined it after he got together with Ariana Grande and then continued his record-breaking tear through Hollywood. He went on The Breakfast Club, hosted by Charlamagne the God and friends, and talked about it. Radio host Charlamagne the God asked the actor if he considered the name after something, naming the show. He's got a new show called Bupkis on Peacock. If he considered naming the show after something loosely based on Davidson's life, like his allegedly large penis. I don't understand. It's really not that special, Davidson said about his manhood. It's a very normal sized penis, he claimed. It's like, you know, not too big or too small. It's just like, yeah, I don't understand that. It's just like big enough to enjoy and not big enough for it to hurt, is what I was told, he claimed once and for all. So, I don't know. Do we still think it's very big? Sounds quite average. I mean, look, he's tall. I interviewed him once, and he's taller than I am. I'm 6 feet tall. He's got to be, I don't know, 6'2". So, it's probably thin. Or like, you know, like, I don't know, like, you know, like a Mexican Coke bottle or something. Rumors of the funny man's BDE, long and thin, is what I'm trying to say. First started when Davidson was engaged to pop star Ariana Grande in 2018. Since then, he's romanced some of Hollywood's most stunning women, including Kate Beckinsale, Margaret Qualley, Kim Kardashian, and Emily Ratajkowski. He's currently dating actress Chase Sui Wonders. Speaking of his genitalia, Davidson confirmed that he does, in fact, ejaculate in a scene of Bupkis. I'll just say the Peacock really believed in the show, Davidson told Charlamagne as they both burst into laughter. They really respected my vision as an actor. That's kind of funny. I did not expect that from Peacock, despite the name of the network. You know, it's NBC, so you think it'd be all very sanitized and family friendly. Guess they're trying to get a little edgy. Good for Pete Davidson, though. I like that he talks about it, at least. You know, he's willing to discuss it. Maybe he's just being humble. Trying not to make everybody feel bad. Not too big or too small. Just right. Like a bowl of porridge. It's just right. It's funny that Charlamagne gets to have this interview because when we were at TMZ, me and some of the camera guys had like a running joke when we were trying to think of questions for celebrities, and we would text each other like, yo, you know, so-and-so's here. You know, for instance, Who's somebody? Who's the guy from, like, especially people that we saw all the time and you didn't have a question. So it'd be like, oh, Larry King is here again. Anybody got any questions? What should I ask him? And then the funny joke would always be dick size. You know, go ask Larry King about his dick size. Of course, we never actually asked it because we'd get in trouble. That would be inappropriate. But, you know, I'm a little envious. I have some professional jealousy of Charlemagne the God right here. He gets to ask the dick size question, and it makes news, and it was received well. Dick size, not too big or too small. That's Larry King answering the question. Just right, I guess. It makes me incensed. There is a ham sandwich, ham and cheese. Sorry, didn't mean to misrepresent the sandwich, at a Manhattan deli for $29, and you got to see what it looks like. That $29, it's hipster bullshit. This is like, I trace a direct line from this ham sandwich to that Netflix show Chef's Table, where you got guys like Grant A-Shatz and whatever, you know, concocting their little thing where they dribble some kind of reduction on a slab of marble and serve it to you for $490. This type of thinking is where they're like, oh, ham and cheese, minimalist, you know, reducing it to its basics, but we're charging $29 for that. Now, look, there's plenty of $29 sandwiches all over the country. This country's out of control. In LA, especially. If you ever go to Nate Now's in Beverly Hills, which the Kardashians love, the food is terrible and the sandwich is $27. But at least it's big. It's not good, but it's big. This is like, you know, last minute. Oh, shit, I forgot to pack my kid a lunch. Just ham and cheese and like cut the crust off. Okay, take it. Go ahead. $29. It's an insult. I hate hipster culinary culture. Eat, E-A-T, Upper East Side. Whoa, how awesome. E-A-T. It's basic, man. It's just about, you know, what you do with a sandwich. You eat it. Does it stand for anything? Eat is one of New York City's standbys for bread and smoked fish, founded in 1973 by Eli Zabar. On the menu at Eat is the now infamous $29 ham and cheese, a roughly 3x3-inch square. The sandwich's sliced ham and cheese are housed is very generous description, between two slices of health bread, which appeared to be a standard multi-grain recipe that's had its crusts cut off. Now, look, I know the rent in New York City is expensive, but this is criminal. They probably just go and buy the cheapest Kroger brand wheat bread or something for, you know, $2 a loaf. And then they slice it up into these little 3x3s and sell it to you for $29. So they get a profit margin that'll keep them in their building. But for God's sake, though only the crust on 2 to 3 sides of the sandwich. What? There was also a dabble of brown mustard spread across one of the pieces of bread. They can't even give you a good knife slice. You know, it's like a dabble. Biting into the $29 ham and cheese sandwich, one is overwhelmed by a feeling that it is wholly unremarkable. Well, that's the point. It's the abuse. It's abusive. This is, you know, what they had at the Fire Festival. It's what they feed the prisoners at Guantanamo. Probably the Uyghurs in China probably have a better lunch than this. Tastes like the latter end of its name, ham and cheese, and were it not for the $29 price tag, it would be an entirely innocuous and acceptable sandwich. Okay, yeah. If it's $3, of course, be acceptable. Ugh, chicken salad sandwich from Eat. It was good, but not quite $29. None of these are $29 good. I have a problem with the entire food industry. Truly. Oh, look, another 85-year-old spotted out for the first time. Bill Cosby. Seen in public for the first time since his June 2021 release from prison as he heads into an office in Midtown Manhattan. He didn't look too bad either. Not too bad. Came out of jail, seems kind of happy. You know, he had a good time in there. People liked him. I heard that they were all, the guards and the prisoners were always very excited to talk to Bill Cosby. Hello, friend. Would you mind drinking this? I'm getting sleepy. How about you? All right. I wasn't really meaning to talk about that. Coachella is kicking off. Basically, what's going to happen all weekend is you're going to get paparazzi pictures of people in Coachella walking around, their outfits. I had to go cover it once. It sucks. It sucks going there to work. You know, because there's so many. They send one guy to go to Coachella and cover it. Me. And there's multiple concerts happening at the same time. And they're like, okay, we need footage from this concert and this concert. Well, they're happening at the same time. Well, you got to run from one to the other. Well, it's like the size of 2 football fields to get from one side of this place to the other on time. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. You're up for like 19 hours a day, just like holding a cell phone, filming, trying to get pictures like this. It sucks. Sucks to go there to work. I don't know. Aren't people bored at this point? It's fun, but take a year off. But yeah, you're just going to see all the coolest that young Hollywood has to offer, the stars, and of course, Leonardo DiCaprio. He'll be there. Jamie Foxx, real quick. We still don't know what happened. It sounds like, you know, I don't want to speculate, but this movie that he's been on, the news reports for weeks were all about how he had to fire his driver and he had to fire someone else off of it. And it was just a total nightmare of a shoot. And even Cameron Diaz, who came out of retirement to do this movie, is like, I'm going right back into retirement. This is too much stress. I don't know what's wrong with that production, but is it possible that it like triggered a medical emergency in him? I don't think you can rule it out completely. No one has said exactly what it is yet. So I don't know. If you go on Twitter and look up Jamie Foxx, you'll find what you're looking for. I don't know about the legality of trying to claim that it's this thing or the other. I don't want to be like Tasha K, who got sued by Cardi B and is still on the hook for whatever she was saying. So just go Google it. You can find out what people are speculating. I will say we're keeping Jamie Foxx in our thoughts. He's always one of the coolest celebrities, especially for an A-lister of his level, to stop and talk when we were out there trying to interview him. You know, not just me. Other guys would get him. Here's just a little quick clip of something that I talked to him about a couple years ago after that guy, Michael K. Williams from The Wire, died.
How's it going, Jamie? I saw your beautiful post about Michael K. Williams. Is this the year he finally wins an Emmy?
I don't think he won, by the way.
We talked about this before. It's like there's some people, man, that you see in our business that you know that are just better than you. Like they're just like skill, his soul, his depth.
Yeah.
So I hope he's recognized in the biggest way. And, you know, it's so personal, man. It's like just a few weeks ago, we were all, you know, breaking bread and just talking about life, man. And you just don't know how many other actors that are deserving, whether it's Joe Morton, Samuel Jackson, Michael K. Williams.
Yeah, so, you know, Jamie was cool. He'd also give you the fun Jamie, too. Like, this is a serious thing, but there were plenty of fun clips with him as well. He's very talented, and, you know, he's able to do so many impressions and voices and sing and play piano. I hope he hasn't lost any of those abilities due to whatever it is that happened to him. So we're thinking the best for Jamie Foxx. All right, a couple quick things. Oh, yeah, I made a video about this the other day. Schwarzenegger accidentally fills in a service trench. He thought he was filling in a pothole, and he's like in the video, like, yeah, you just have to take it in your own hands. The city wasn't going to do it, and sometimes you got to come out with the asphalt and the paving, and you got to put it in the ground, and then you make the video and you post it. Turns out he mistook a pothole for a service trench. The location is a utility trench that relates to active permitted work being performed at the location by the Southern California Gas Company. The gas company placed a temporary asphalt surface, which will then be replaced with a permanent asphalt surface when their permitted work is complete. We have notified the gas company of the issue and the need for them to maintain the site pavement until their permanent paving is constructed. I mean, look, he is probably right, though. Apparently, it had been like 2 weeks. It was a big pothole. And he's up in Mandeville Canyon, which is just a 2-lane road going up the hill. And, a lot of nice cars up there. People on bikes and stuff like that. You don't need your car destroyed because you bang into a service trench or pothole. So I like what he did. I wonder if they're going to make him pay for the repairs and how much additional costs they're going to slap onto this repair. Today, after the whole neighborhood has been upset about this giant pothole that's been screwing up cars and bicycles for weeks, right. I went out with my team and fixed it. The video also showed a neighbor rolling down her window to thank Schwarzenegger and his team for efforts. And Arnold Schwarzenegger has been arrested and put in state prison for doing that. Clint Eastwood, real quick. I'm just glad to hear that his final film is going to be a work of fiction. It's called Juror Number 2 with Nicholas Hoult and Toni Collette. Toni Collette call. It's my final film. I'm making my final film. I say this only because it was enough with the stories of real life things. That train movie with the army guys who took down the terrorists, the one about Captain Hudson plane guy, Tom Hanks. I watched them thinking, all right, there'll be something like interesting, some sort of interesting take or twist or like way of giving us the information of the story, which we already know. Because these aren't even like old news stories. These have happened within 10 years of him making the film. And they were just like straight ahead retellings of what happened. In the one with Tom Hanks, it was just like he gets on the plane and then he starts flying the plane. Then the geese fly into the plane's engine. Then he has to land the plane on the Hudson River and then the people get out of the plane. And there's nothing like there's no tension because you know what's going to happen. You know how it ends. So I was like, look, stop, go back to fiction, go back to Gran Torino, go back to Get Off My Lawn. So I'm interested to see this one. All right. King Charles picked up some people finally. In addition to William Hung from American Idol and Right Said Fred and former Vine star Nash Greer, King Charles's coronation will be performers will include now Katy Perry, Andrea Bocelli, and as I said before, Lionel Richie. So they're joining that star-studded cast that also includes King Batch and Richard Kind and Jason Alexander giving the keynote. All right. Beef on Netflix. I'm not going to talk about it at all. I don't like to do spoilers. So I'm just going to say, great show if you need something to watch. They hit so many notes. They balance so many different things very well. and it's very engaging. The performances are great. I was highly surprised by some of the people in this show who are not necessarily actors, like Ali Wong and David Cho. Ali Wong, in particular, was quite impressive. Stephen Yeun was great, but he's an actor. We expect him to be great. He's been Oscar nominated. So Ali Wong, good for her. I tried to interview her once at a red carpet thing, and someone was like, "Hey, you want to talk to TMZ?" And she looked scared. She was like, "Huh, I don't know. Aren't we supposed to? And normally we don't talk to you guys." So the interview was lame, but it's okay. She's good. She's talented. I don't hold it against her. But check it out. Seriously. It's very popular. It's not like it needs any endorsements. It's like number one on Netflix right now and getting great reviews. A24, who produces all like the edgy, adult, interesting movies right now, they produce this, and they're just killing it. They're knocking it out of the park. Gotta say. All right, lastly, let's talk about Hailey Bieber and her cooking show. When I hear that Hailey Bieber has a cooking show, what I really hear is Justin Bieber going to his team and being like, can you give Hailey something to do that's not too hard and not offensive? Everything's about protecting the brand so that they can keep getting endorsement deals. So she's not going to do a talk show. That's too risky. And what else is she get? It's like she takes pictures of herself and she probably posts Instagram videos, but she needs a little more substance. So a cooking show, that's inoffensive, right? Unless you start talking about ethnic dishes, then you can kind of get into trouble. But she's part Brazilian, so I think she can get away with it. Hailey Bieber's getting roasted by Selena Gomez fans after launching her new cooking show nearly 3 years after the singer debuted her own culinary series. I don't think this is copying Selena Gomez. I'm sorry to say. Lots of people have cooking shows. And what was Selena Gomez doing on a cooking show anyway? What does she know about cooking? Who cares? Was that even a big show? Like we're acting like Selena Gomez's cooking show was a massive hit, and this is a clear ripoff. The Rode founder has long faced accusations of copying the Only Murders in the Building star, and the scrutiny only increased this week when she released the first official episode of What's in My Kitchen on her YouTube channel. Critics were quick to make comparisons to Gomez's HBO Max cooking series Selena and Chef, which premiered in August 2020, calling Bieber's latest project a ripoff. Again, you're wrong. This is not a ripoff. This is anybody who doesn't have a personality and doesn't have anything interesting to say, nor any real talent, gets a cooking show. It's just how it goes. Is it even any good? Let's watch a little clip. There's her forcing a smile. It's weird to see her smiling because all my days at TMZ when we would film Hailey Bieber, like never smiled, never had an expression on her face, never said anything. So she's there like, here's food. It's acting. She's acting. Okay, let's check it out.
Let me ask you something. Why are you still getting up to go to that job that you can't stand? Or
Mario
why are you
Lopez?
still paying for that house?
Oh my God. Every cooking show has that music. It's that Woody Allen opening credits music. Hey, we're in Paris. Something whimsical's about to happen.
Hi, you guys. I'm back with another episode of What's in My Kitchen presented by Hexclad. And today I'm going to be making wings. Now, they don't really have an official name. So I'm going to show you how I came up with this recipe and how I make them. So let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and prep my wings. This is what I always do before.
Okay. Am I wrong? So they don't really have a name and yeah, just wings. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna make them. I'm telling you, she doesn't have a personality. She got nothing to say. It's okay. She's a model. She doesn't have to have thoughts, but you could do a little bit better than that. I mean, what do they just do? One take of everything? So I don't know. It's like food, I guess. I'm going to show you how my team came up with this show and kind of went and bought all this stuff and brought it here, I guess.
Before I make them, buttermilk, onion powder, garlic powder, and this one has parsley in it. A little bit of garlic salt, and then the 24 herb spice. I'm also just going to add a little black pepper, and then I'm just going to mix it up.
It's strange to hear her talk, period. Like, I've never heard her voice. She never talked when anyone would try to interview her. And look, I don't blame her. You know, it's like, it gets annoying after a while, the same 6 paparazzi every single day being like, Hailey, what do you think? You know, it's like Selena Gomez or whatever news story I could try to tie you to that maybe you'll give me a one-word answer about. I understand you don't want to talk. Still, it's jarring because it's like she doesn't have any other thing that she does. She's not an actress. It's like you don't hear her voice.
Trying to be fancy for you guys today, but typically I'd be doing this with my hands. So it's going to brine in there for
Typically, my assistant would be doing this with their hands.
at least an hour, hour and a half. Okay, now they go in the fridge, and we will be back in about an hour.
Okay, listen. Not interesting, but if you're a fan of Hailey Bieber, which I'm sure she has fans, you'll watch it. Again, I will defend her against the Selena Gomez cult. They're starting to be as bad as the Bayhive. It's not a ripoff. It's just a thing for her to do to get a paycheck from. Big deal. Look at them. They're in a kitchen. Wow. Here's some of the Twitter people. She wants to be Selena so bad. Actual title. What's in my kitchen that I copied from Selena to be relevant? HBO Max didn't want her. Single white female vibes. I don't think HBO Max wanted Selena either. Is that show still running? She copies everything. All right. You guys, come on. Get real. All right, hold on. Hailey Bieber announced her new cooking show, What's in My Kitchen, will be released on YouTube.
This is my real home. Everything that we're doing is at home. This is my amazing kitchen, which is the set.
Yes, we actually are in my real kitchen, in my real house. This is not a set. This is where I really live.
This is my papa.
Hi, JJ.
This is my nether roof.
That's actually a pretty funny edit. All right, you might be winning me over with this argument. That is crazy. Selena Gomez has a voice where she'd be like, I'm really disappointed in what you did.
Everything that we're doing is at home. This is my amazing kitchen, which is...
I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you would say that. I watched Selena Gomez's documentary on Apple because my fiance wanted to. And it's like she goes to an interview, one of those like things where it's like a media thing where like they sit in front of a backdrop and different reporters just come in and ask questions and then get shuffled out. And so the reporter is asking her like these really safe, like, if you could be an animal, what would you be? You know, like, ha 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 ha. You can tell the reporter is nervous and stressed because what happens is you're about to go there, even just to get an invite. The PR people are going to say, well, what do you want to ask? No, we can't ask that. No, we don't want to ask about that. Don't talk about that. Do not talk about that. Just to get in the door. And then you sit there, and if you go off script, you know, it's not like you're a TMZ guy where, hey, I'll just catch you on the street. You know, PR ain't here to save you. Okay. I'm going to ask you what I want to ask you. No, you're dependent, if you're one of these reporters, on the PR people allowing you to like, you know, get booked for the next promotional tour thing. So you go off script, you ask something that upsets Selena, and she just gives a look. You're going to get pulled out, and they're going to be like, thank you. You're done. You're never going to be invited again. Okay. So like, it's always, I remember we went for some kind of shoot. I was the camera guy on a shoot for our TMZ sister site, 2Fab. And it was, I think, Kristen Cavallari, one of those people from the OC. And the host, it was me and a girl who was like the host of the little clip. And it was like showing Kristen Cavallari different pictures of people in different outfits and being like, yas or nas, you know, really easy. Different celebs in different outfits. And she's showing her the pictures. And then every single one, Kristen Cavallari is just like, yas, yas, yas. Because she's so boring. She doesn't want to take a stand, even on like, I don't like that outfit. Everything was yas, yas, yas. And I was looking at the host that I came with, and she was just, I could tell she was struggling. You know, she was a nice person. So she was sitting there like, fuck, I know this isn't going to be interesting at all. I'm going to bring back absolutely nothing usable. I mean, they'll use it because it's still Kristen Cavallari and we came all the way out here. But anyways, so Selena gets mad at this reporter and she doesn't get mad at her, but you can tell she's getting frustrated. And then the camera follows her back to her green room where her team is there, and they're all sitting there like, you know, Selena, what can we do for you, Selena? Like a bunch of Igors. And she's like, I'm so upset. They didn't ask me anything important. They didn't ask me about, you know, how I want to save the world or what I'm going to do. Nothing important about the climate or about charity. Nothing interesting. They just asked me like silly game questions. And the lack of self-awareness, you know, she's been around. She knows how this works. You know that your team or the PR people are telling these reporters that they can't ask anything interesting. Do not ask anything interesting. Get mad at your team. Don't get mad at the reporter. The reporter's probably making no money and just trying to hold on to whatever that level of career is. So I didn't like that. It rubbed me the wrong way. Anyways, check out Hailey Bieber's show if you have absolutely nothing to do and you want to be bored. Okay. I think that's it. I think we covered everything. I'm Dante Greco. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Subscribe to my TikTok. I'm doing a lot of stuff on there now. Subscribe to Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe to Instagram. Follow me everywhere. And as always,
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Dante.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
That's good. I know anybody over in my life. It's from.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Yeah.
Pal,
Have a good day.